Guys, what is going down, and welcome to another video like this where I'm just going to be kind of giving you guys a tool which has really helped me. I know you guys enjoyed the last video. There was a lot of positive feedback where I just kind of stood here and talked about the 3 things which had really been increasing my energy levels, all that kind of stuff. We talked about the sleep, the hydration, the food. I'll actually link that video down below. If you didn't check that one out, you can go and check that one out. But today we're going to be talking about a way of kind of looking at the world which can apply to but can literally apply to everything. And I think this is really important because the way we're brought up, our education in terms of schooling, what our families teach us, we're always kind of given information, but we were never, well, in my case anyway, and I know a lot of people I know, like I just want to say most people, and I think it's not hard or not a stretch to say most people, because I genuinely believe that, and that is that we're given information, but we're never really taught how to just be able to look at something, to be able to look at anything and just take information from that. It's like we always have to be given information about something to understand it, but when you can apply this way of thinking, which I'm about to talk to you about now, you can look at anything and you can understand it. And that is a huge deal. That is what I call like a paradigm shift. And whenever you're trying to make change in your life, if things aren't going the way you want them, it's sometimes pretty hard. But when you can like learn things and stuff, and you think you're making changes, or like let's say this is your way of thinking and you're making all these changes. When you have a paradigm shift, when something just hits you so hard, or it's something that's just so game changing, it just takes you from here to like this other place of just being able to see everything for what it is, or just having this whole new perspective, which it just changes everything. And I know how important that is. And this is definitely one thing which has done that for me. And it is called systems thinking. Actually, first of all, just want to give some props to Sam Ovens, who actually I discovered this from. He's definitely actually one of the only guys I watch content from on YouTube at all. So basically, here's the gist of things. Everything in life, yourself included, is a system. The world we live, the universe, your cat, your mum, your laptop, your TV, your barbecue, your bed, like everything is a system. And within systems are more systems, and you can break everything down to being a system. And if you break it down to the most simplest, you've got your components of what make that system, and they all work together, and that's really important to see as well. But everything is a system. So let's say me, for example, I am a system. My human body is a system. Inside me are systems. We've got my nervous system. We've got my digestive system. We've got the system in our brain of how we think, our thinking systems. We've got our muscles, our cardiovascular system. Like everything is a system which operates within this one system, which is me. And I am a system which operates within my apartment here, which is in some form a system. My tap over there, which is a water system. Everything is literally a system. And when you can understand that, you can see new things, or you can look at old things and you can see them for what they are. You can break them down. So I'm going to put on screen right now what exactly systems thinking is in a diagram form. And you can see that in a system, there are 3 things, 3 components, and then there is a loop of feedback. So we've got the input, the process, the output, and then we use the feedback from that output to either change our input or to modify the process of the system. And you can look at anything like this, guys. You can look at your business, you can look at your school essay, you can look at the way you, try to get fuel efficiency on your car, or anything like literally anything, the way you cook your steak on a barbecue. Literally everything in the world is a system. And when you can understand that you can look at everything like this and then break it down into these components, you're gonna see, hey, stuff that was once a mystery, or you thought, I don't understand that, I can never understand that. You can start to understand that, and that is amazing. If your life, I used to think this shit was just random. If something wasn't going good for me, it was just the time of year, it was just the market, or my following's just not ready for this, or whatever it is. And you just think, oh, it's just, okay, random circumstances, all this kind of stuff. If you actually start to break things down and use systems thinking as an approach and a tool to help you, you're going to be able to fix things that are broken in your life. And that is something incredible. When you can say, okay, my business hasn't been doing this well this month, let's break down the system. Let's see, okay, what have your inputs been this month? How's the processing going and what is your output? Can you even determine your processes in your business as a system? Or are you just randomly doing stuff and you don't really know what's getting the output specifically? Guys, literally, this is so important to be able to look at the world this way. So again, just being on a simple example, let's say I want to cook my steak on a barbecue. My barbecue is a system. Let's say I heat the barbecue up, I put the steak on there, I cook it. The steak is the input. The barbecue, the way I cook that, there's the process, there's the temperature, there's the time I leave it on there for, there's the plate, and then obviously the oil is a part of the process as well. What's the output? It's the cooked steak. When I eat that steak, I get the feedback of, okay, how does this taste? Now, if it tastes great, then everything in terms of the input, the process, everything's fine. You can make more steaks. You can make steak for 100 people and they're going to enjoy it. If you can keep everything the same as it was, all the variables the same. If that steak was not good, you're going to have to look at, okay, well, what was the input? What was the quality of the steak like, which I put on my barbecue? Was I getting the cheap stuff, or was I getting the highest end grass-fed stuff, which is organic, which wasn't fed shit? Because, systems and systems, guys. Let's look at the ingredients of what this cow was fed. Let's look at the farm that it lived on. It's all systems. Maybe the input was great. How did you cook it? What was your temperature? What was the time that you flipped it on each side for? And when you can break stuff down like this, you see, okay, what needs to be changed? You're automatically looking, okay, how can I improve, or what can I change in terms of the inputs and the processes? And with your life, if stuff's not where you want it to be, you need to look at your life as a system. And quite often you'll find that, first of all, you are always the most important system you need to look at, because whatever problems you face, whatever is wrong with your system, that's going to infiltrate into everything you do. And that is a huge problem which people have. This is a problem which I have had over the years. My issues have gone into and infiltrated, what I'm doing in terms of my business and all this kind of stuff, which is really a problem. And when there's a problem, you need to identify what's causing that problem, because everything is cause and effect. Nothing is random. And when you can understand this, guys, your life will be incredible. I guarantee you. So if we're going to look at ourselves as a system, what are our inputs? Yeah, we've got the way we eat. So actually my last video, we talked about the inputs, the sleep, the hydration, the first meal of your day. Inputs, great. Are they improving the quality of your life? Goddamn right they are. So go watch that last video if you didn't. But here's the biggest part of our system, which I think people really neglect. It is the mind, and what you're feeding into your mind. You have to realize that when you can apply systems thinking, you realize, hang on, it's actually important the kind of content I watch, the kind of people I listen to, the relationships I have. This is all inputs into our systems, and you need to be really, really careful and audit your inputs. Because if you're just watching viral shitty videos on YouTube, or you're just watching all this hypey shit and oh yeah, it's all hypey and stuff, and there's no real substance to it, there's no, okay, I can take something from this and apply it and it's gonna help my life. If you're filling yourself with shit, if you're just watching, literally, if you're always looking at what everyone else is doing and stuff, you're always scrolling that Instagram feed, you're always watching everyone's YouTube videos from start to end, and you watch like 10 people's. Your inputs are all stuff about other people, or you're not really taking value, and you need to just audit that, because I know a lot of people, and I know myself included, I've been there in the past, where your inputs are just filled with shit, and what comes out in terms of your own life as a result, what's your output? It's a bit of unhappiness or a bit of unfulfillment, because I didn't actually focus on myself enough with my inputs. I didn't audit my inputs. And now I'm suffering as a result, because I didn't get to where I wanted to be, because everything which was going into my mind, which I could have been filling with like tools, new ways of learning, this kind of stuff, which I'm showing you now, I was filling with other people's lives. So all I was ever thinking about was other people's lives. My own life was secondary as a result, and I didn't achieve much. And the great thing about the systems, we're going to talk about the final part of the system, which is that feedback loop. You can always take feedback from your output, and you can change either your input or your process. So when you can change the input, that is the easy fix. So always look at the input first. If you can change your inputs, that is going to be the easiest place in terms of a quick fix, or the quickest fix you could probably get. If your inputs are good, this is where it could get a little bit messed up. You're gonna have to look at your process, which is, you know, in terms of your brain, or this could be like your digestive system, maybe you've got some digestive issues. This could be within any system of your body, but in terms of, I think the most helpful thing that you can do if your life's not where you want it to be, you need to look inside your brain and how that is processing. If you've got stuff wrong in here, in the way you process things, that is gonna be quite a big fix. You really need to rewire your brain. And your brain is only really a construct of the habits of your life, the patterns, what's kind of forged that brain to think the way it does. Stuff can go deep, man. It can go as deep as your childhood, the way you were brought up, the way your mum said something to you once, the way you were treated at school once. Like it can get really deep in there from when you were younger. And if you've got kind of issues in the way you process with your brain, you know, that's another thing entirely of which you're gonna need to really kind of break stuff down and restructure. But at least if you can identify that, maybe you need to do that. Maybe you need to start delving deep into, okay, how do I restructure things in here so that the outputs in my life are kind of what I want. So I'm gonna end the video here today, and I just wanna say how important it is to try and apply this type of thinking to your business, to your everything, just everything you do. Because you'll realize that if there's problems, you can fix them. If something's going well, you can identify what that is and do more of that. And if something's just not the way it's supposed to be at all, you can really try break this down. And this can be with anything in life, and that is so important. So this is something which has really helped me a lot, and it's helped me in terms of the way I build and now plan on growing my business more, my businesses. Even the way, I've really just as well been applying this to the way my body works, my anatomy, the way I'm training, how much I'm training a week, what my nutrition is like. Systems are everywhere, guys, and it's so important to really just see that and to apply that level of thinking to everything you do in life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you did. Hit a thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. I really enjoy you guys' feedback. And I mean that, like I seriously mean that. Like this level of interaction is something which, you know, I don't take for granted. And like I always say, I know what it's like when your life's not going the way you want it to. And I know how hard that feels, and I have a lot of empathy for that kind of stuff. So, which is a lot of the reason why I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. If stuff's helped me, I want to, you know, kind of share that to maybe help some of you guys as well. So, yeah, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I might actually have a vlog up on my channel over the next few days, so be sure to tune in and check that out. But only if you've got your systems organized. Don't start looking at my life and trying to, you know, use me as one of your inputs if it's not gonna serve you well. I mean that too. But I'm trying with all my stuff to be a good input for any of you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed the vid, and I'll see you in the next one.